Hey guys, guess what time it is? It's the last day of the month and you know what that means. It means it's time for this month's book haul. I have a total of 14 books to show you. So, let's get started. The first book I have, I do not have it in physical form, but it is the first ever book I am reviewing before it is released, and this makes me so excited. Thank you to the amazing author for letting me get a free ebook edition for me to read and review. And that book is The Deadliners by Rachel Medhurst, and this is a paranormal supernatural crossover, and it sounds really interesting. It's about these group of people. It's like after you die, before you cross over into like heaven, you're called a deadliner, and basically what you do is you cross new coming souls over into the light and take care of helping them figure out their karma, and then in turn you're getting rid of your own karma to get crossed over. I'm pretty sure I'm botching the synopsis of this, but it sounds really interesting and definitely something up my alley, so I'm excited to read it and review it. This comes out May 12th, and here's a picture of the cover. So I am super excited to read this. Thank you again, Rachel. It's gonna be a bit weird because I normally don't read electronic books, but I will for you. Alright, so went to Half Price Books a couple weeks ago because I had a 10% off coupon because I joined the little fan club or whatever. I bought 4 books, which is normally my normal amount that I buy when I go to Half Price Books. Yeah, so I walked in and I had a set book in mind that I wanted to buy, and I was like, I'm going to buy this book. I hope they have it. If they don't, I don't know what I'm going to do. And turns out they did have it, so that made me happy. And that book is Torn by Amanda Hawking. This is the second book in the Trial trilogy. And the first book is Switched, which looks like these. You should definitely go read it. It's pretty good, man. It's different, but it's good. I like it. It's kind of mystical. They're trolls, but they're not like little troll dolls. They look like us. They just have like really curly hair, and they don't like to wear shoes. I don't have really curly hair, but I don't like to wear shoes either, so does that make me a troll? I don't know. Anyways, troll babies or they like to be called trial instead of trolls. Trial babies are switched out with human babies, and they live in those human lives till they're like 21, I think it is, and then they have trackers come and find them, and then they go over there, go to live in that town or whatever, and it's pretty good, man. The main character sounds pretty hot. Anyways, I finished that one a month ago, I guess, or 2, I don't know. And so I finally got the second book, and I am so excited to see what happens. Where the hell is Finn? Oh my gosh, I can't believe the way it ended. So now I have the second book, and it's a bit water damaged, but I don't care. I have the second book, and I can finish what's going on. So excited, you don't understand. And I really love these covers. I think these covers are pretty. I mean, the girl looks a little bit demonic there, but other than that, I think they're pretty cool. Alright, so this next book, I am a total history junkie. I freaking love history. I would major in it if there was actually a job I could get with using history besides becoming a history teacher, because I don't want to be a teacher. But anyways, I heard about this book forever ago, and I really wanted to read it ever since we read the Anne Frank play in my 8th grade English class. And I wanted to get it. I didn't have the money. I didn't have a job at all at that time. And I kind of completely forgot about it till I walked into Half Price Books one day, and I saw it sitting on the shelf. And the price sticker was a bit pricey since it is a hardback, and I was like, I don't really want to spend that much on a book. But the last time I went in, I saw it and they had marked down the price a whole lot. So I was like, well, why not get it now? Because next time I come in, it's probably going to be gone, and then I have no other chance of getting this book. But I'm so glad I got it because I'm happy to read this. And that book is Annexed by Sharon Dodger. This is a historical fiction, and it is told from Peter's point of view. Peter was the boy, the other family's son, who was trapped in the annex with Anne and her family. And so I'm excited. Although I know it's fictional, I'm excited to read it and kind of get a feel of what it would have been in, like, for Peter's shoes, even though it isn't actually Peter's story. Or it kind of is, it's not real, whatever. Anyways, I'm super excited to read this because totally history junkie right here, man. The next book I have is Code by Kathy Reaches. This is the third book in the Viral series. The first one is Virals, the second one is Seizures, and the Code is the third book. I have not read the second book, but now I have the third book, and I'm excited to read it and find out what happens. I'm not going to tell you anything that happens in the books, although go read the first book. It's these three or four kids. I can't remember. It's 3 or 4 kids, and they live on this remote island with their family that's right off this coast of, I believe it's Maine. I'm not sure because their parents work for the government and they do like research projects and stuff like that. Anyways, as they live on this bunker on the island, and there's a research facility the next island over where all their parents work, and they rescued this little wolf cub, and it was been injected with polio, and they nurse it back to health. And I'm not gonna really tell you anything. It deals with kind of werewolves, but not your standard werewolf like Twilight Werewolf or any other werewolf book you'll read. I highly recommend them. They are pretty great, and this is also the lady who writes Bones, the Bones series that the TV show Bones is based off of. So totally gonna read it. She's pretty dang cool. Oh, the thing I do not like about this, okay, look. So this is the first book. There was a major cover change. The original cover, I freaking love it. I think it's amazing. I love this cover. And then they switched to these that are weird, like techno things. I don't like these at all. I really don't. I wish they would have stuck with these, and so this cover change kind of made me mad. But whatever. And the final book I got from Half Price Books, I had seen it somewhere. I think I'd seen it on Goodreads, and I totally wanted to read it after reading The Great Gatsby. I love the time period. I just want to live in this time period. And this is Vixen by Gillian Larkin. This is the first book in the Flappers trilogy, I believe it is. It's about flappers in the 1920s, and it sounds flipping amazing. Who wouldn't want to read something about flappers? I am so excited to read this, and it was funny because I picked up the paperback edition they had because it was cheaper, but then I saw this one and I was like, that looks so pretty, and I just love the typography on this, and this is gonna look so pretty on the shelf. I was like, I'll pay the extra money to have hardcover versus the paperback. And like, look at this naked. Like, this is so flipping gorgeous naked. That sounds so dirty, but it's so true. Anyways, I'm so excited to read this. Now, these next 9 books, I had planned on doing an unboxing video. I was super excited to do my first ever unboxing video because I ordered from outletbooks.com, and it was my first time I used them, and I was excited to unbox these. And then my box came, and I left it on the counter for like 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, and I come back and my dad had opened it with his little box opener, and he was looking at the receipt. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I just want to make sure you had everything you ordered. I was like, I know, but now I can't do an unboxing video because you just opened it, and now it's not the same. He's like, I can tape it back up. I'm like, it's not the same. No, it's in there now. I mean, I already knew what was in there, but other than that. Anyways, so for this not being an unboxing video, you can blame my father. Anyways, super excited all these books I got. I kind of went overboard. I spent $50 on books from Book Outlet because I got my first paycheck. But yeah, totally need to cut back on my spending. So let's get started with the first book. The first book I have is Dash and Lily's Book of Dare by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. I've heard really good things about David Levithan's writing and like his other books. I've heard great reviews about him. I kind of want to read them myself. I'm not much of a contemporary person though, so we'll see. Anyways, this is supposed to be a cute little contemporary, I think. I don't know, it's really small. It's going to be like super quick to read. This is about a girl named Lily, and Lily has this little red journal that she writes dares in, and she decides one day she's going to leave it in her favorite bookstore, and that's where Dash comes in. Dash picks up her little dare book and fills out her dares, and they end up trading dares back and forth through this book. They've never met physically, but they trade and talk through dares in this book, and basically they're both running all around the state of New York, finding where the last person hit the book to complete the dares. And I'm pretty sure they meet in the end, and I'm just like, this sounds so cute. I really want to read it, and I really like this cover with the street signs and everything. A little heart in the traffic light. The next book I have is Evercrossed by Elizabeth Chandler. This is the 4th book in the Kissed by an Angel trilogy series. I really like these. All these books have like flowers on them, like just simple flowers. Like the first 3 books are wrapped up into one, and it's just got this one flower on it. I think it's so pretty. And so this is the 4th book. I actually did not know there was a 4th and 5th book in this series until I posted a picture on Instagram with that book, and somebody commented on it saying, oh, have you read Evercrossed? And I believe Everlasting is the last book. And I was like, no, I didn't even know there was any more books in the series. So I'm excited to read this and find out what happens, because I think it was great the way she ended the 3rd book. I think it was great to end it right there. I didn't think she needed to expand it, but we'll see if this is actually these last 2 books are actually worth being in the series, or if she just wanted to extend it and not quite stop writing yet. Anyways, the 1st book deals with a girl named Ivy. Her boyfriend Tristan dies in an awful car accident. I believe it's a car accident. I'm pretty sure it's a car accident. He dies in a car accident. Anyways, he comes back as a ghost, and he has to deal with all his unfinished business in order to cross over to heaven, and he will not sit and try to figure out what his unfinished business is. All he can think about is trying to save Ivy, because some major crap goes down in those 3 books, and it's just trying to show you that true soulmates never leave you, and he's her guardian angel, and it's really cute. So I'm looking forward to reading this book and find out what happens. Yeah, oh look, I got a $5 off coupon. Woo! Forgot to put that in this book. The next book I have is Gone by Michael Grant. I believe this is the 1st book in the Gone series. Is this a series? Is that the name of the series? I think it is. Anyways, this is a dystopian, I believe. And it's set in the future where there are no adults whatsoever. They're all teenagers and toddlers and babies. No adults. I don't know what happens when you become an adult or anything. That's basically all I know about this book series, and there's like 7 books, I believe. The few things I've heard about this series, I've heard good things, so I'm excited to read it and find out what happens. The next book I have is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, and this is what the movie The Lovely Bones is based off of. I watched The Lovely Bones in 7th or 8th grade whenever it came out. My mom didn't want me to see it because of the topics that it deals with, but I was at a sleepover and we watched it anyways. It's a really good movie. It's really depressing, kind of. I didn't know this was a book till I was on Book Outlet, and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a book. How did I not know that? So now I gotta read it. So I bought it so I can read it, and I'm excited. This is about a girl named Susie Salmon who was murdered at the age of 14 on December 6, 1973, and this book follows her after her murder, trying to adjust to life as in heaven, sort of, and she's watching down upon like her grief-stricken family and her friends and her killer trying to cover his tracks after he murdered her, because basically she just disappears. They didn't find her body after she died, and she's just watching around, and she's trying to lead her dad to her killer because she knows who he is. And the movie is absolutely fantastic. So if you're not wanting to read something like this, go watch the movie at least. The movie's really good. The next book is Angels Inc. by Jocelyn Drake. This book is about a boy named Gage, and I believe the community he lives in is all mythical creatures like werewolves and elves and trolls and yeah, all that stuff. And anyways, I believe he runs away with two of his friends and they go on an adventure or something, and he has the power to make tattoos that give humans like abilities or fill their greatest desires or something like that. It did sound really interesting online, so I'm kind of excited to read this. The next book I have is Cut by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This book is the 5th book in the Missing series. I'm really pissed about this cover. So pissed. Book Outlet did a douche move to me. They did faulty advertising. So one of their big deals, you know, they have with all the top selling, their promotional deals or whatever they had this book, but they had the old cover of it, which is what I wanted because I have the 2nd and 3rd book in the old cover. I don't own the 1st or 4th book. And I am truly in love with the old covers. So the old covers look like this. They're this style. And I think these are absolutely gorgeous. I really love Sabotage's cover. And I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And that's specifically why I bought it, because it showed the old cover and I was excited to get it. And I'm like, yeah. And these are gorgeous hardbacks too, by the way. There's no dust jackets or anything. So anyway, that's why I bought it. So the box comes and I look, and it's these ugly new covers that I hate with this weird spaceship looking thing. Ooh, I just hate these covers. I hate them with a burning passion. And I was so pissed that it came with the new cover. I wanted the old cover, that's why I ordered it. But anyways, it's not like I'm going to return it or anything because I do plan on reading the series. Ew, look at this. It's even an ugly green color underneath. Naked. Like, no. Like, I want the original cover back. Give me the old covers. That's all I want in life, the old covers. I'm not going to tell you anything about this book because I don't want to ruin anything if you haven't read the book series. I haven't even read the synopsis or whatever because I haven't read the 4th book. But this series deals with time travel, so definitely gonna like it, especially if you're a historical fiction geek like I am. Basically, these kids were kidnapped from time and put on this plane and sent back in time, or sent forward in time to our time, and they were sent back as babies and they were all adopted out and they're all for different time periods. And I'm not gonna tell you really anything about the 1st book, but basically the next few books follow our main characters, Chip and Jonah, and Jonah's adopted sister, Catherine, and they go back through time with, I forget the guy's name, the main guy from the future. Anyways, he takes them back in the spaceship to take these kids back in time to their correct time period because they're all missing kids from history, famous missing kids from history. And they take them back in time and they have to do this weird futuristic mojo and let them live out their lives or whatever, so they're never really missing. And then somehow they take them back to present time so they can live with their family. I don't know, it's weird. The next book I have is the volume 2 of the Morganville Vampire series by Rachel Kane. This one has The Midnight Alley and Feast of Fools. This is the 3rd and 4th book in the Morgan Vampireville series. This is pretty dang good for a vampire series I've read. My friend recommended it to me because she's a major vampire freak. She reads like almost everything vampire. Anyways, and she truly enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure she's almost finished with this series as well. Not sure what these 2 books deal with. Anyways, I read the first 2 books last month, and it's about this girl named Claire who moves to Morganville, Texas. And the thing she doesn't know about Morganville, though, or nobody knows unless you live there or you've grown up there, is that Morganville is actually run by vampires. And so there's just like a secret hierarchy and just a whole bunch of stuff goes down, and it's pretty intense, man. I mean, the first book is kind of boring in the beginning, but if you can stick through it and get to the 2nd book, it picks up and it gets a lot better. Definitely enjoyed it after the 2nd book. Not so much the 1st book, but the 2nd book, definitely enjoyed it way better. But yeah, so I'm excited to continue on the series. The next book I am so excited to have it because everybody is always raving about this book, and my previous friend that was talking about, they recommended the Morganville Vampire series to me. She has read this book and she's currently reading Scarlet, unless she's probably finished it by now, I guess. But that book is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I have heard so many fantastic things about this book series, and I feel so bad for coming on so late to this bandwagon, but I'm not a fan of this cover. I've seen this book around, like, I have seen this book around a whole lot. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this book, and I have not picked it up because this cover, I'm not a big fan of this cover. I mean, yes, it's prettier than some covers I've seen, but it's not the best cover. I really don't like this cover. Out of all three of the ones, I don't like this cover. Anyways, these are futurist, they're set in the future, but basically they're retellings of fairy tales. This one is a retelling of Cinderella, and it's got androids and cyborgs and all this crazy stuff, and she goes on an adventure or something. The girl's name is Cinder, and I'm excited to read this. This sounds pretty amazing, and everybody else is raving about it, so I really hope this lives up to my expectations. I'm pretty sure it is, though, so I'm excited to finally read this, and it's hardcover, and this is so pretty. It's gorgeous on my shelves with it. This is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles series. And the last book I have is Eyes Like Stars by Lisa Manchev. Anyways, this book is set in a theater, and what it is when characters come off stage, they're not people, they're not actors, they're real life characters, and they all live backstage and everything, and it just sounds freaking amazing. I tried reading this my freshman year, but my schedule got really busy, so I couldn't read it and I got lost. It's one of the books where you have to have time to sit down and read through it, or you're gonna get lost at what's happening. Anyways, so this follows a girl named Beatrice Shakespeare Smith, and she is a character. I'm not sure what character she is from, or like what play or anything. I don't think she is. She's just like a made-up character that lives backstage with all these other characters. She goes on like this wild adventure with this cute guy, I think, and that's really all I know. I think it's kind of fantasy with the things it deals with. Anyways, it sounds super interesting. This is the first book in the Theater Illuminata trilogy, I believe. It's complete. I'm pretty sure it's complete. There's 3 books I know for sure. If not, then it's not complete and it's a series. But anyways, sounds pretty interesting, and I'm excited to read this, get back into it, and actually finish it this time. So that is it for my April book haul. I need to slow down on these book buyings. I have like 2 shelves full of books I haven't read yet, and I just bought 14 more. Oh, good lord. Yeah, so let's see if I can hold all these. I've got this. Oh my gosh, this is really heavy. Oh, can I get them all on camera screen? Yeah, all 13 physical copies of my books. Oh my gosh, this is getting heavy. Oh shit, oh shit. Okay. Good night, good morning, good evening, good whatever. Oh shit. Oh! Well then, I kept hold of 5 out of 13. There's books all over my room now. Anyways, I will see you guys next time with the Top 5 Wednesday tag video or a book talk. Good morning, good night, good evening, good whatever. I'm Chrissy, and I'll see you next time.